What's up, everybody? This is Backyard Blue. I'm Hunter Borland. We're rocking and rolling again. This is going to be a quick episode. Going to do more this week, some Super Wildcard weekend preview stuff. Talk a little bit more about the Grizzlies, what they got going on, the Tigers, what they got going on. Just a few different things, but wanted to jump on quick today and talk about what's happening as far as Ja Morant and the national explosion of attention that he is getting and this Grizzlies team's getting over the past couple weeks. Last night, the Grizzlies walked into Crypto.com Center, Arena, Staples Center, whatever we want to call it, in Los Angeles and just boat raced the Lakers. And of course, you beat a team like the Lakers, who, woohoo, yeah, they got all the stars out, and LeBron plays for them, and they're not very good, so you should go in and beat them. But to beat them like they did, and you do this against the Nets, the Lakers, you got the Warriors coming up, it starts to gain a little bit more national attention. You're on a 9-game win streak, and Ja just puts up these just insane highlights every night that is part of the big reason that he's getting all the attention. But this Grizzlies team is just is kicking booty. So this episode is going to be about Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. So I try to watch. I do watch every Grizzlies game. They are must-see TV. And I think the rest of the sports world is starting to figure that out. Ja Morant is a superstar. He's the most fun player in the NBA right now. And I don't think it's close. Yes, Steph Curry can shoot, and he's still probably the second most entertaining player to watch in the NBA. But Ja has taken that leap. He's the best. Not the best player, just the most entertaining. The way that block last night, if you haven't seen it, got to go find it.
Avery Bradley with the deflection against Bang. Oh my God! What an incredible block
that you're going to ever see.
Yeah, Bane's the initial defender, and he blocks it with two hands. And almost grabbed it off the glass.
Highlight is just unreal. It's the best block since LeBron's 16 finals over Andre Iguodala in Game 7. We've seen LeBron do this a million times. We saw Michael Jordan do it against the Bulls when he was with the Wizards, and I'm sure he did it plenty of other times as well. The difference between LeBron doing it and Ja Morant's listed at 6'3", and he blocked this damn ball over the freaking square. He's grabbing the ball on the square. Then realizes, oh shit, I'm going to go out of bounds if I catch this ball. Let me let go, get the ball, fast break, and he didn't score. He missed a little floater. But the guy's athleticism for being 6'3", I don't know. I don't think he's from this planet. He's an alien. This guy, we're the same species. That doesn't make sense to me. He is doing things that which way do I gotta go? These guys right here. These guys, he's going to be on their level if this continues. As some people like to say, no cap. It is so much fun to watch. But okay, Ja Morant, yes, unbelievable. Then that dunk, oh, my God. It's every night. He can dribble, pass. He's starting to shoot threes, 40% clip. Highlights every night. He's playing defense. But then, he's kind of the shiny toy, or the nice dress, or the nice shoes in the window when you're walking down the street, at a mall or whatever. He's the window dressing. Then you get inside the store and you're like, holy shit, there's a bunch of cool stuff here. And that bunch of cool stuff, Desmond Bane, who should win Most Improved Player, unless Ja wins it. You got Jaren Jackson Jr., who in the next few years is going to probably win a Defensive Player of the Year, because what he does defensively, very few do in the NBA. He can switch, off-ball blocks. He's starting to rebound a little bit better. You're seeing him as these past 2 games playing the center position that he's starting to develop that. And in the next couple of years when he takes over that starting center role, he's going to win a Defensive Player of the Year, and it'll be a legit one instead of Rudy Gobert, who gets bodied anytime he plays a good center and is only good off the ball. Yes, he rebounds a bunch. He's 7'2" and a ginormous human, but that's a different story. I think he's a fraud as far as Defensive Player of the Year goes. So, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson. Then you got Dylan Brooks, who I know just got hurt, but God, we get him back. He's rested up playoffs. You get them back in the mix. That's going to be something to figure out. But that guy, Brandon Clark, DeAnthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, Steven Adams, Conchar, Killian Tilly. Just the culture that this team has built and the way they play, it doesn't matter who's on the court, who's playing that night. If Ja's out, Ja's in, Dylan's out, Dez out. It doesn't matter. They continue to win 9 games in a row. And for everybody that's jumping on this bandwagon, all I can say is buckle up, because it is a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a ride since Ja got in the league. And yes, we didn't win as many games as we're winning this year, but I think everybody kind of saw it last year in the playoffs with the Jazz, that, this guy has something. It was kind of coming out party. And then there was some talk when he was out, a few months ago, from stupid people asking the question. I think it was a mailbag, but are the Grizzlies better without Ja Morant? No. We're just good. The Grizzlies are just good. They got good players everywhere. They got future stars in Jaren and Desmond Bane. They got a star in Ja already. And the way they've been able to fill in Brandon Clark's second round or late first round pick, Desmond Bane almost a second round pick, the last pick of the first round. Jaren Jackson was the number 4. Going to get Steven Adams and trading Valanciunas. I know everybody was like, oh my God, what are they doing? They traded their leading scorer. This front office, Taylor Jenkins, they deserve all the credit. All the credit. The culture they're building is Spurs-like. Now, can they continue it over 10 to 12, 15 years? 30 like the Spurs have done? 25, I guess. Remains to be seen. You got to keep this core together. But the comparisons have been the Spurs and those Durant-led Thunder teams, Durant, Westbrook, Ibaka, Harden. When they were young, went to the finals, lost to the Heat. But that's kind of the comparison. Those two teams, those two organizations. And my thought is, if you can beat both of those, because you got the young core, but you got to be able to keep Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan around like the Spurs did. Those 3 guys stayed around forever. If you can keep Morant, Bane, and Jaren Jackson, I think Bane's become untouchable in the trade market. Completely untouchable. He's probably not our second best player. I think Jaren's our second best player still, because what he does defensively and just the dynamic he brings to the game. But Bane is right there. And the way he stretches the floor, the way he can handle the ball now, get to the rim, his pump fake is just, he gets so many people on a blow-by, step to the right, step to the left, hit the 3. We need the continued success, keep these guys on the roster, but what they're building is something that will compete for the top of the West for the next 10 years. And could, I hope, and should bring a title to Memphis. It is just so much fun to watch. And, God, this week's going to be just another fun week. You got the Warriors coming, the Timberwolves, the Mavericks Friday night, the Bulls on Martin Luther King Day. If they keep this rolling, you go out on this West Coast road trip and you're like, if we can just go 1-1, split the Clippers, Lakers. This team doesn't think like that. This team plays their ass off every night. And I hope the FedEx Forum is packed tomorrow night. I'd be there if I lived in Memphis still. But everybody should show up and show out for this team because what they're doing right now, and who knows if it'll keep up the entire year, but for right now, they deserve full support from everybody in Memphis, and they're getting support around the country. Big perk talking about MVP for Ja. It is just a blast. So I just wanted to hop on real quick. I know that didn't really talk about a bunch of different stuff, but I just wanted to talk about the Grizzlies for a minute just because it's so much fun. I'm just pumped up about it. This is the best team that we've had since probably 13-14 or whenever we made that run right after the Western Conference Finals where we were just loaded top to bottom with Mark, Mike, Zebo, Tony, Ed Davis, Bano, Mike Miller, like that whole group. But this team is so much fun to watch. And we brought Showtime back to LA last night. And, last point. The way this team talks shit, they talk their shit. Dez was in LeBron's ear last night. LeBron was pissed. Ja's talking that smack to everybody to guys on the courtside seats after he gets that alley-oop. Just, oh, man, it is so much fun. It is so much fun to watch. And can't wait to watch this week. And hopefully we pull out a win. Klay Thompson back in FedEx Forum. That should be an electric atmosphere. And shout out to Klay Thompson coming back last night. I root for that guy. But holy shit, the Grizzlies are good. That's all I got to say. The Grizzlies are legit. 3 games out of first place. A game back of the Jazz. The Jazz are going through some COVID stuff right now. So maybe you can catch them. I don't know. It's too early to watch the standings. But they keep this thing rolling. I mean, I think it's about time to start talking about title contender. Yep. I said it. We need to start thinking about a title. Not next year, not 2 years from now. We can play with anybody. We got a guy. And his name's Ja Morant. Ja Morant. Peace.